Hey everybody, it's Marty the JavaScript Party. Rhett's still in the living room. It is 4 o'clock, so my we are actually a surprise party is getting ready to become for my younger son, and we are going to bring the cake and some pizza. I don't think the pizza's going to be enough for everybody, like to feel be full up on, but it will, it'll help. So, and then I went hiking today with my elder son, and that was fun, and his wife, my daughter-in-law, and that was really cool. And we're waiting for this NPM to come up, and I think if I remember correctly, we have generated the whole how-to video. We believe this will be it, and I think what we have to do next is maybe, yeah, change this to this. So basically there's three, it's kind of a secret type of mix. It's very simple, but if you have something like this, then an attribute, and you're setting it, let's hit reload, and you're setting it, then what happens is, let's see if there's anything new in there. No, that's it. Then what happens is, if you don't have any sort of decoration, then it is it's just whatever it is. That's so when the templating system generates the actual HTML, but if you put brackets around it, then it's looking for a variable, and we have a variable. I believe it's called how to video URL. So we'll see what happens there, see if that works. Yes, we check. It'd be fun to just check to see. Yes, it's probably going to reload. Allow this time. Hello, world. Yep, still working. Had 4 count. My guess is they're all just different variations of spelling. And that is not. So it looks like everything's still working. So let's go ahead and check to see if this how to use video works. Okay, so that is working. So that's good news. So it is calculating it and it's finding it. So now the next step will be to build it for ilikeemail.com. So we have 2 different places that this thing likes to go. One of them is using a very, very clever and awesome tool that seems to know how to deploy to GitHub, and that, like, all kinds of crazy fun stuff and stuff baked in there. We spent a good bit of time getting that working, and then we also have this iBuild, which is one that's generated for ilikeemail.com. I do not have a whole lot of time, so I guess I better get going. npm run iBuild. iBuild? Yeah, iBuild. So ngbuild, this one should build it, and theoretically you should be, if it'll work if you if you were to put this application on the root of a server, that would work. But if you're going to put it at an endpoint, like what do I want to say? I like email voice. So I have a directory, so it's not on the root, it's at voice. If you're going to do that, then you would need to build out like something like this, where you tell it what the base address is. So like if you were like, oh, I want to put this at AVA, then it would be /AVA ngbuild. But if you're going to put it right on the root, then this one will be just fine, and it should work no matter what. But we'll see. I mean, who knows? Until you actually try, you never can be sure. All right, so I need to get my FTP up and running. And it is FileZilla. I use it all the time. I'm hoping not to show any usernames and stuff like that. So, but basically, okay, so I think it's all good right now. Okay, so I'm going to come over here. So basically what happens is, on the left side you get like what's on your computer, your local computer, and on the right side you get what's at the FTP site or SFTP site that you're connected to. Now, unfortunately, once you connect, it kind of shows you stuff that you that would make it easier for someone to hack you. You know, it's not that mine would be particularly difficult to hack. I don't know. I really don't. I don't know anything about hacking, but anyways, on the right side right now, what I'm looking at, I see a voice folder. So I'm going in the voice folder. I have a whole bunch of files. And those one of the files, I want to delete all the files except for one called .ht access. And .ht access is how Angular, or not Angular, but how the browser or how the web server knows to direct all requests the to the correct place inside this folder. So basically, there is no API folder. So there's a file called htaccess, which is in here. So if you need an example, it's in here in I like email. So basically, somehow this tells everything to rewrite everything to voice, to push everything to voice, and then what happens is then JavaScript captures it and says, "Oh, I know what to do," and that seems to work for this one. I don't know how it works at GitHub. It's crazy actually to me. So I've deleted everything over here. So I'm gonna hit reload. Yeah, and it's not there. And so now I'm gonna push it. So I'm gonna do right click on all the files. There's like 6 of them, 7 of them, and then they are uploaded. And I'm gonna hit reload. And then hopefully when we come over here and we go to how to use, yay! All right. So that is one. Let's just make sure it plays.
Hello, everybody.
Hello, everybody. All right, so that's good. All right, so now we just close that up, and then the other way we do this, so we have another one, and it's called Angular Voice. It's at GitHub.io. Marty the Party. GitHub.io web speech analyzer. Now, how all that work, like how all the dots are connected and everything, are kind of weird to me. But like if you save into create a specific branch and then deploy the branch or something, it knows. And all that stuff, they did a really good job at Angular. The developers at Angular did a really good job of creating a library or a tool that will do all this stuff for you. As you notice, it does initially get a 404, and then there's something on the GitHub site that somehow knows to, like, it sends this thing a 404 and then sends it all of the stuff that it wants. And how that works, it's a complete mystery to me. It's really, really bizarre. So anyways, we have in our package, we have this GH deploy, which sets up the href, and then pushes this out here. Now, if I had to guess, my guess is that this won't work in a year. Like something will change, some small thing. It won't be anyone's fault, it's just sort of this is a lot of moving parts here, and some small change will cause all hell to break loose. So GH deploy, run GH deploy. And if I remember correctly, this takes about 2 minutes, maybe. Let's see, it is 4:15. So we'll see when it is done. Probably should have put a little timer up so we can know the seconds, but I think it takes it a couple of minutes. It does a lot of stuff, and it uploads. It fixes it. Now, I guess we should check before how to use. See, you can't find it. Now, when I hit reload, I should get, if I hit F12, I have this checkbox, disable cache. So that will help me do that. And as you can see, I try to get how to use off of Marty the Party GitHub.io, not Angular speech voice analyzer, so now I believe that what we were doing in the last, let me hit Control Z, I don't think we want any actual changes in the last what was I going to say, Angular.io. Oh, so we wrote some code in the last episode that was just supposed to calculate the correct URL and create it, and then use template language. We did just now, a few minutes ago, use template language to have it use the calculated stuff. So let's see, it is not 4:17, so I think it was 4:15 that we ran it. So it's been going for a couple minutes now. And uploading, that's pretty cool how it has a little rocket ship. Pushing, committing, I love the feedback. Successfully published, have a nice day. So reload, because we have the tools open, the caching is not on. If caching was on, there's a very good chance that this wouldn't work. And then how to use, no. Is it? I don't know. Inspect. Reload. So I can't really tell. That's one of my biggest hangups with using things like this. Is I can't really tell if. Do we have a console log? Maybe we have a console log. No, that's a shame. Oh, okay, so I think it must have been a cache version because it found it this time.
Hello, everybody. I'm trying to.
All right, we're done. We are done. Put a fork in this project. This is a done project. So I am going to commit this. Let's see what are our changes. Calculates the how to use. Let's see, Web Analyzer. Gosh, this has been a nice project. It's got 153. I do 2 a week, so basically a year and a half I worked on this. Git add, git status, git commit dash m, and then video 154 last complete. Let's just say, I guess we shouldn't tempt fate. So video 154 adds a, calculates the how to use path. And again, I probably would not do this way. This would be better to put, have it in a service and have a lot of documentation around it and all that. But this was literally the very last thing to do. So being able to work on it, future upgrades, stuff like that, is just not an issue. Git push, and we are done. It would have been kind of cool to have Red in here because she gets excited when we celebrate. So she probably would have been like, "Yay, woohoo!" But anyways, yeah, that's that. I hope everyone enjoyed the series. I hope someone found it helpful. I hope it's helpful, to, maybe if you want to add voice recognition into your application. I'm going to do I have 2 I'm gonna start a new project tomorrow, and there are two new projects, and I'm gonna work on one on Saturday and the other one on Sunday. And one project is going to be a basically a way of saying hello in different languages. So that's it, and it's going to be more than just like hello. Because one thing I learned is that we have very formal hellos and very informal hellos and time-based hellos. So like, and I definitely want to have routing. I want to have routing where like basically the very first thing in the route is the um, locale, and the second thing is the language, and then I would like to get it to where if you happen to just try a locale in a language, you can at least mess around with something with that locale and language, so that, but like it won't be implemented. Like the hello word won't be implemented if you add that in there. But if it's already, I'll have like a landing page with a list to all the implemented ones, and in the implemented ones we'll have like 5 different, or probably anywhere, probably at the minimum 3, and at the maximum like 10 different salutations, greetings, salutations, that are basically like some that are sort of optimized for ease of saying for different languages. Like there's probably versions of hello that would be like, my understanding is we have words in English that are very, very difficult for people in China to say, because we have sounds that we use in our everyday language that they don't use in their everyday language. And then there's like a way to say hello in Russian that we Americans, English speakers, have a heck of a time saying, because it uses words that we don't say in English. We never use, but they probably do have a version of hello that you can get away with if you're an American, that's easier to say. So let's explore those things. That's going to be fun. And then the other one's going to be a little bit more practical. It's going to be more about flashcard building, because I think flashcards, the hardest thing about flashcards is writing them. And if I could speak them, and then that adds one more like layer of learning, is speaking the flashcard into the system, and then creating things. And once we've got the data created, then there's a lot of other things we can do. We could make crossword puzzles. We could make drag things. There's probably all kinds of games and stuff that we could set up with to help memorize something. And I think I'm going to start, probably the very first thing, subject matter I want to start is the periodic table, and learning all about all the different elements, and sort of all that. Because like on a personal basis, I would love to have all the numbers of the periodic table memorized, and what the element that's associated with is, and atomic weights and stuff like that, and then like lots of little details. And so then if I'm trying to remember a number, I could say, oh yeah, his jersey number is the same as beryllium, and beryllium is this and that, and it'd be easier to sort of then go, oh, what was he? Oh yeah, he was beryllium. Oh, that's 43, or whatever. That's 5. I believe beryllium is 5. Maybe it's boron that's 5. Beryllium is 4. But anyways, yeah. So it would be good to get all of that working. I mean, to get that sort of locked into my brain, and so then like if I park someplace and I'm like, we're in the second section. That is helium, and maybe it's the green second section. Maybe there's an element that's green, and so like anything you can do to sort of converse. Like, oh yeah, that's right. When we were walking away from this parking lot, we talked about beryllium. We had a little conversation about beryllium, and so beryllium is, or we had a conversation about helium, and helium is blah blah blah. We saw a balloon, and that balloon had helium in it. Helium. Remember, we saw that balloon, and it had helium. To make it easier to remember things, and something to talk about. Anyways, I hope everyone has a wonderful day. Happy coding. Bye.